Welcome, CityState 2 fans, to CityState 2 with Omnius Prime. Episode 11, Beginning Government, version 1.3d. Here's my city development so far, and from my last episode, what I did is I added this little area up here. I extended the avenue, built this little cross section so that I know where this block is going to end. Okay, so if you look here, let's go like this. Yeah, now I've got something where I can show you the mouse movement. So what I have are the elements of 4 quadrants, 3 of which are residential, and then this one is business. Okay, so 4 quadrants equals 1 block. Now, last episode I unlocked the government headquarters and the immigration office, but I did not build them. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is show you when, why to start government. Now, the government HQ is good for policies, and until I have a reason for policies, I just don't need the government HQ. So here what I'm going to do is place a high school right here. Okay, teachers maxed up. Now what I'm going to do is do some zoning, some housing here. Let's see, that's going to be 120 is what I want. Yes. Bang. Okay, now I'm not zoning yet over on this side of the street. What I want to do first of all is screens up, demand, and stats. Just love these screens. Now, as you can see, I've got some low-income housing demand of 69. I now have middle-income housing demand of 38. Still big negative on the high income. Have barely any retailer office. I have some basic manufacturing demand of 33. I now have advanced manufacturing demand of 32. Okay, so I can also start zoning a little bit of factories here. Let's see, let's start it off correct. Let's do about let's do 4. So let's go 96. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm just watching these demand screens here, okay, and kind of micro, zoning to them. You can see I've got 3,047 citizens, and they're all lower class, but I'm soon going to start building up some middle class. Here I have, it says exports, but exports and supply are like interchangeable of 1366. I've got imports or demand from the commercial of 360 or 358. So I've got about 1,000 difference here, and that 1,000 difference is actually my trade traffic. Okay. Now, right now you can see that I've got plus 50% on the imports exports because I'm exporting big time over importing. My minus 50% on the ports airports. Yeah, I don't have a port or airport to help with the trade traffic, so got the big negative here. But like I said, even with the minus 20.4% exchange rate hit, I'm still going to do okay with the trade balance. Okay, at 22.6 gives me that minus 0.2, so I'm at inflation of 0.7. Now it's funny, unemployment was 0.8 when I was at like 10% unemployment. Right now I'm at 6. okay? And 0.9 is about the highest it'll ever go. 0.8 seems to be about the lowest it'll ever go. So let's go ahead and run some clock, and then let's start seeing, see now how my money's changing. And as you can see my demands are changing, okay? I'm starting to develop now some retail and office demand and some more housing demand. Now, I've got 493, so after I built the school, okay, which is costing me now 460 per month, the high school. Let's come over here, let's do the layers. So now I've got education up to a whopping 23. Woo! Making them smart. Now, let us take a quick look here at special buildings, okay? So here I've got the government headquarters, the first one. Then I also have the Department of Immigration available. Okay, I need 3 enacted policies by the time I hit 25,000 national population. So that's going to be my next government goal, to get the Department of Commerce. Okay, and then Department of Social Affairs will require more enacted policies. Now the Commerce will unlock economy policies. The Social Affairs unlocks social policies. So these are really important at 25,000 and 50,000. And then the central bank unlocks foreign currency. Now, I would wonder if we would be able to play with foreign currency, buy and sell, like USD, before we do the central bank. So I might have to give that a try. And then we have this Capitol building at 300,000 that unlocks custom policies. But you got to get 30 enacted policies by then. And we have various other wonderful, cool buildings to unlock. Our first one that we want to get to is the university at 100,000 education level, higher than 65. And I'm going to show you how we get there. Early on, also, I can usually pop the red light district and the Edenia. They're fairly easy to get to. The goal is to get to 90, to get the arcologies, the 3 arcologies, and then the carbon capture plant. So early on, education is the most important. Then you start switching policies from education and towards social, civil rights, or economic freedom, so that you can unlock some of these other things. Now, let's get down to business here. So now what I'm going to do is, let's just come over here. And, whoops. Okay, that's 12. So that's going to be 13 to right there. Now I'm going to pop in another road. That's 12. Whoopsie, that's 10. Whew. Glad that I did that click when I was actually on the right spot. So that's 10 away. Okay? Now, government building. First one to do, the government headquarters, costs $3,000. This is an 8 by 8 building. Boom. Okay? So now as you can see, what's happened down here is I've got the legislation opened up. Now, there just happens to be one policy I'm going to pass right now. Healthcare insurance? No. Unemployment? No. Pensions? No. Entrepreneurship? The big bingo. Okay? Well, we have, I don't know why we have a choice of none. I wish Andy would put something in here other than none. I mean, why pass none other than to just pass a policy to pass a policy? So, Now, you can set up a community workshop for minorities, which gives you a little civil rights and social ladder boosts with education, 0.5. And it's the left likes it, okay, 10%. We could do mandatory entrepreneurship class in high schools, gives me a little boost in retail and advanced manufacturing, gives me a nice boost in education, liked by both left and right, 10-10. Or we could do mandatory entrepreneurship program for all young adults. Now here, it's given us a nice little boost in retail and office, and a little bit bigger boost in advanced manufacturing. Gives us a nice 2-point boost in economic freedom, liked by both left and right. But what I want is this right here. I want that 1% education boost, okay? I am only getting a 1-point economic freedom boost, but I like that too. But the main thing is education. I get a little boost to the retail and the advanced manufacturing, okay? What's my cost? At this point, $8. So it's nice and easy. Now, what the effect is going to be, now, watch this. The policy score is 50, right? Now it's 52, okay? And the grade went from like 83 to 84. So, policies are very, very important to jack up your education score. Now, my first goal in policies is going to be to jack up education to 118. I'm going to end up with a bottom grade over 100, probably about 102 or so, maybe 103. That's what's going to get my education score to 100. One of the main factors, not the only factor. So now, what I need to do is let's add a little bit of retail and office in here. And here, what I'm going to do is extend this avenue out. Let's go out about another block. Let's just go ahead and connect him up. Now, I love avenues for my retail and commercial. So I'm going to go 3 here. Let's go about 2 here. Now, right now I don't have, I'm at 98% power usage. This is really nice. It's kind of like, it gives us a little warning when we're starting to get low on power. So what this is now telling me down here in the bottom left is that I need more power before I run out of it, okay? So I'm gonna drop in another power generator right there. My water's good at 59%, okay? So, I mean, just Andy has been really making this game cool and giving us a more user-friendly user interface. I know early on I was chewing on Andy about, Andy, this isn't very user-friendly. And man, he's really responded. I mean, this is, to me, one of the best like setups for information in any game that I've ever seen. This little screen down here doesn't take up a whole lot of space. This one doesn't take up a whole lot of space. And like it down here, you just got so much useful information. Now, I've still got to, as you can see, I'm working on my education score. So let's run just a little bit of clock. Let's come back and look at my economy screen here. I like to call this my Wheel of Fortune, although considering that it kind of goes both ways, it might be the cyclotron of fortune. Now, let's just stop it here. If you've noticed, my total growth bonus on basic manufacturing has dropped now down to 71%. It was well over 100%. My advanced manufacturing negative growth bonus is now shrinking. It was, like over negative 100%. Now, big reason is this education right here. I haven't been really changing my exchange rate, okay? But it's my education. It's now the positive is dropping. It will soon become a negative, a big negative, okay? And then the growth bonus down here is going to be like zero. The one policy I passed hasn't really done anything yet to boost up other people. So now, oh, let me show you something. I saw a thread today on the Steam forum about, you know, wanting to create a World Trade Center and give it like 100,000 fictitious jobs because the guy couldn't, the poster couldn't figure out how to do unemployment and had huge unemployment. And so he wanted, you know, like these phony jobs. Well, here at government headquarters, you got 5,000 phony jobs that you could crank up. It costs you money. It will drop unemployment. I have to assume that they would all be kind of like considered low income. So I like to just say no to fictitious jobs. As you can see, I'm watching my unemployment rate constantly. I zone by the unemployment rate. Instead, as well as the demand bars, okay? But now, as you can see, I'm not going to zone, well, I guess I am, why don't I just do this? I can just go ahead and pop in two more of the basic manufacture, or advanced manufacturing now. But you see, I've still got some commercial zones that haven't built up yet. So that's why I'm not going to worry about the demand yet there. Now my low income housing, let's go, and medium income housing. Ooh, I know what I need to do. I need to put in a church. See, oh, there's the religious leaders request a gathering place for their communities. Man, this is perfect. Now, I did not build a church in this area, in this block yet. So what I do is I kind of put a church in each block. I think what I'm going to do is just come over here and drop in. There we go. The mosque. So a church is going to go into this block when I get it built. A mosque will go here. The next block up will get a pagoda. And so what I'm doing is trying to rotate the three religious buildings that I build. I try to not place them adjacent to each other, so I'm kind of like, you know, watching how I place them both up and down and left and right. So now, what does a church do for me? It helps to increase my birth rate. Population screen, birth rate. Now right now it's doing pretty good at 2.5. About 2 or so is growth, and below 2 is not growth. Now, obviously, since I have such a low population, the church isn't going to do much good as far as the population boost. But over time and a number of churches, it will. Okay? So yes, you do want to build the churches. They, what do they cost? $4,000. They do not cost anything to operate, though, so they're freebies, so to say. And this also helps with land value and with people being happy. So let's see, where am I at now? I need to do some more, here we go. So that was 8. Oh, let's see, do I skip 1? Yeah. And that's going to give me 120, so that's going to do. So let's just run some clock here. And, you know, slowly but surely, see now my office demand, I'm waiting for that to build up. So let's just, and the other thing is I also, instead of always zoning, is I'm waiting for lots to do this. Zone up, okay? You see how that's zoning up, so that I'm not always having to, you know, zone new buildings, okay? to accommodate new population. So these are the kind of little tricks you need to work on. Okay, it looks like I'm starting to develop more commercial demand. So I'm going to come out over here. Now, I'm extending past this intersection here. And what I'm going to do is create a nub here. And connect it up. So now you see I've got a nice little intersection here, okay? Whoopsie. Oh yeah, here's something else. See how I built this avenue here, and it got rid of some of this terrain that's sticking up a little bit. Got one more space there. This right here is a wonderful thing because you can use it to level up territory. Now, the important thing is making sure you're running on flat ground, okay? Now, these two little things that are sticking up right here, when I build a building, they will flatten down and the building will be along the road length. So, that's one way you're using roads to terraform. And then sometimes you want to terraform things so the road, you don't get inclines and stuff. For underground rail, you've got to run on flat roads and stuff. So now I can come back here and let's see, we're going to go here for one. Whoopsie, right there. Now I'm going to zone that way, and I'm going to zone right here. Ooh, boy, that just, you see how that just barely fit in. Now, what's this right here? Oh, I've got 2 employees, a parking lot. It will change. So now I guess what I need to do is not worry about zoning quite so much commercial. Let this build up. So that's the other thing you got to watch for, is do you have unbuilt. Mainly it's commercial that's going to show up as being unbuilt, okay? And I have a little bit more demand for advanced and basic manufacturing. So I could come over here and go that way. So now what's going to happen is I'm going to go avenue here, okay, going up. But here, this is going to just go, it's just going to stay, it's going to be road. I'm going to go to the big road here. Airport's over here, so I'm not going to be zoning any traffic demand on the right side. I'll be zoning high density when I get around to rebuilding this area. So this will turn into basic, road. Okay, this right here, road. And yeah, I just figured, right here, I needed to save a little money, and it's not going to be big traffic demand. Here, I'm going avenue because it's going to have roads coming in connecting to it. Used to be that I didn't connect roads on both ends. So this is a new attempt at changing up my road layout logic a little bit. Now, let's just go ahead and pop in a little bit of, let's go 72, okay. So I'm always, right now I'm building 4x4 medium. At some point I will zone high density, but right now I'm trying to save some money. I don't need to zone up high. All of this stuff is going to get rebuilt. There will be an arcology in each corner of my residential quadrants. So I'll have 4 in this area right here. I'll have 4 here. I'll have 4 there, okay? So I will be zoning up the arcologies. I love those babies. And let's run some clock. Now I'm just waiting for, let's get that built up. Now let's watch this parking lot build up. You see how you see how nice and easy it is? I mean, this is kind of like shooting fish in a barrel, man, as far as watching these demand bars and knowing when I want to zone more. Now, come on, pop up here. Now it's getting a little high. And at some point it will zone up. Now, I'm going to have to come up here. Let's just go here. Let's do one connecting road. And that's going to give me boom. And see how that flattened that area out? So yeah, zoning can be turned into terraforming, okay? Yeah, it looks like he wants to take its sweet little time. So you know what I'm going to do? Boom. Let's see if it'll rebuild a little quicker. There we go. See? Crowded classrooms. Okay. So now, my elementary school here, see, has got too many students. Okay. And now look at the capacity score. Let's get this going. Oh, I can't use it in the, whoops. It's always hard. So the capacity score is now only 31, and you see my grade has dropped down to 61. So it's very important, not only policies, capacity, employees. So that's why you always jack up your teachers to the max, or the workers in any building. Okay, you want that score to be high. So now with my capacity score at 31, let's see, I've got $998 in money, so it's going to cost me $1250 to upgrade. Here's another new change that Andy made in 1.3d. Used to be when you upgraded a building, you would then have to, the bar would go back and you would have to, slide the employees bar across. Now, you upgrade and the employee bar stays maxed out or wherever you place it. Really nice, very user friendly. And now, as you can see, we're back in the green, and capacity score is back to 100, grade 84. Okay, so very important. See, now my education score is getting up to 37. Okay, I've got 886 in money. So what I'm going to do, and now as you can see, this building here is now building something, okay? Sometimes it takes a while for these parking lots to develop. Since it's early in the game, I decided, I don't want to wait. So I think what I'm going to do is build up a little more and get ready to build the immigration office. So I'm going to be back in just a bit. And because what I want to do is give you some important decision points, rather than just take you through every little thing that I do to develop a city. So I'll be back. As you can see, I'm back again. I've made a little bit further progress, and yes, it's time to drop the immigration office. Okay, but I've waited a while. I now have 61,581 in available funds. My monthly cash flow is plus 980 after I did this Avenue addition here. So an airport's going to cost me $350 a month, so I'll still have money to generating profit. Okay, and it'll cost me $6,000. Now, where do I place the immigration office? Okay, here it's going to cost me $2,500, and now what it does is it unlocks border policies. Until I was ready to build the airport, the immigration office is basically meaningless. And basically building the airport before I get my immigration policies, that's premature. Okay, so now one of the nice things is I've got this layout envisioned. Okay, so right here, this intersection here, well, there's going to be an arcology, a 6x6 arcology sitting right here. Okay, so right here, I'm going to place my immigration office. It's a 4x4. So now my arcology is going to drop in here. I've got this building. I'm not sure if it's facing the avenue or the road. I would almost think that it would be facing. I wonder what's the, yeah. So you see how it's facing the road instead of the avenue. This is where, Andy, I sure wish we had the tab key so that we could, in cases, tab the building around to face a certain direction so that we can make it face in the direction we want. Obviously, I'd kind of like to have it facing the avenue. Okay? So now, I have placed my Department of Immigration. I could have up to 50 fictitious jobs. And I just say no to fictitious jobs. I want real jobs. Okay? Now, I need to build an airport. Boom. So here we go. Airport is going to go in here somehow. There we go. Boom. Right there. That's where I want my airport. Okay? Now, as you can see, I've got a row here that's going to be empty. Okay? And as much as I would like to tree it up right now, no, I'm not going to do the trees right now. I'll accessorize when I got money to burn. Okay, I have 124 passengers. Capacity is 200. Monthly cost is 0. That'll obviously change. I have 5 upgrades. Right now, I have 2 out of 3 connections going. So I could shift that over and go to 3 out of 3, and my capacity will jump to 300. Now, most importantly, this opens up border control. Okay, now, what's the first thing I'm going to do? Drop this down to like 30%. Okay, developing countries 100, developed countries 100. Okay, I want a better class of immigrants coming in. Okay, I want to make some money. So what I'm doing here is I will drop the least developed countries down to 10%. But for now, I'm going to start at 30%. It's going to probably give me a little over 225 to 30 immigrants. So it'll be a little over capacity here in the airport, but I'm not worried about that. But one of the worst things that you can do, and that I see people do, is jack least developed countries up to 100%. Okay? Early in the game, you do not want to build really, really, really fast. Now, check out that traffic. Check out that traffic. Wow. Let's take a look at the traffic filter. Oh, all that traffic and it's green. Now here's one of the beauties of my parquet floor layout design. Okay, this will extend down and be another long block. Okay, let's just see another long block running up and down here. I'm finally learning to use these little building things as like my mouse cursor. Here you can see I got a long block. Now I'm going to have 3 short blocks. Then I'll have another 3 short blocks. Then it would go back to long blocks again. Although I might put a freeway in up here. I'll have to look and see how far up the map I am before I put my highway system in. Now, as you can see, I'm starting to develop a little bit of traffic congestion here on some of my gravel roads. I'm not going to worry about it, okay? You know, one of my favorite sayings about playing this game is do not freak out. Okay, so let's go ahead and drop that. And where am I? So I've got my airport. And, oh, screens up. Command, whoops, and stats. There we go. So stats right there. So let's take a look at seeing what my demand is. Look at my informal demand, slum demand, minus 500. Yeah, I don't can see any slums. Low density, I mean low income and middle income have a little bit of zoning demand. I'm still, big negative on the high income, but I'm working it down. Retail only has one demand, office 50. Now notice this, basic manufacturing has minus 61. Advanced manufacturing a positive 19. So I'm already reaching a point where I'm dumbing down my demand for, now look at that. Look at that basic manufacturing total growth bonus is now down 31%. As my education level score is going up 44, this education is going down in a negative manner, and it will increase in a equal but opposite manner over on advanced manufacturing. Right now, it's still minus 16, but as my education score increases, that goes positive for the advanced manufacturing, and the basic manufacturing will go negative, very negative. And I've been kind of, telling Andy, I think that's a little way too negative. We need dirty business, okay? And now that I've added an airport, notice that no longer am I at minus 15.1%, okay? I mean at 50%. Now I'm only down like minus 15.1%. So, and notice how my trade balance now has popped up to plus 30.5. So I have my inflation well under control now, okay? And I could wait to see how this all works out. Let's take a look at my population. Ooh, look at that park score, 116. Yeah, I mean that and the environment are really driving my quality of life score right now. I still got to work on security and health, okay? My traffic congestion 12%. Most people are driving, some people are walking. Your social ladder over here on the left, okay? Obviously, I've got to work on the taxes and the corruption. The corruption is at 5%. I have it down to like minus 3% in my other map in my cities and stuff. Incarceration rate, that 0.85%. That's much lower than it used to be. Birth rate 2.4. Income inequality 77. So now my getting the access to the middle class is positive. I still have a little tax burden here to overcome. Notice my unemployment is looking good. I have 5%. What I'm doing is I'm writing the information screens, especially the demand here, to really control unemployment. That's one of the really key things. The unemployment rate doesn't do much for the inflation, but you can really make it work for the social ladder business, okay? And I got to work on my economic freedom to bring it up so that I can help get things going. Notice that my first policy I made has helped my social ladder go up a little bit, okay? And it's gone up for the middle class 0.3% and for the upper class 0.1. So that first policy that I dropped in for the entrepreneurship is helping the social ladder and the education. So I'm starting to convert basic to advanced industry. Now, let's see, I need to, that's so funny, man. So right now I'm just kind of, I guess I'll build, so now let's see, this is going to be more residential here. So let's just see. So yeah, so that's to here, to there, and then out to there. So what I want to do is let's put, nope, not high density. Oh, I can't wait for high density. So I'm going to put a little bit of commercial in there. I think. Let's just do a little bit of residential, and let's run clock. And now let's watch my screens here. Now it looks like maybe what I'll do is drop in a little bit of basic manufacturing. So I don't want to wait for basic to, I mean just manufacturing. I don't want to wait for basic to turn into advanced. Although that will happen over the course of the game. Now it looks like I can use a little more residential. So let's just go ahead and fill up that street. And yeah, I mean, this is just so nice, you know, and I'm watching that keep that unemployment down, so I've got a little bit excess in the employment there. So let's go ahead and where do I want to run this up to? I could run it right here. Nice thing is I could just go from avenue to avenue, and then I don't need a nub there, okay? And what's that going to do? Ooh. Yep, I just saw something I just messed up on. Got to watch out for elevation changes. So, what I've got here is an elevation change. So, I'm going to start terraforming. Right here, I'm going to run this out, okay? Like I said, all I have to do is terraform the whoopsie. Whoa, see, that's what happens when you just tap it. Then you create an intersection you don't want. Okay, let's just come up here. So now what I want to do is take the avenue there, and let's just tell you what, let's put an intersection in right there. Now I know where I'm going. So here's a slick little trick on terraforming. So now that I know where I'm going, I'm going to terraform. Okay. Now, that should be pretty much flat all the way through. Okay? So yeah, even right now, I'm starting to worry about elevation. And that was a nice little lesson in, boom, check that out, nice and flat. And as you can see, I have a little bit of elevation here that I'm going to be working on. And so yeah, we're still flat here. So the terrain is moving up a little here. So as I build my roads, I have to double check all this, so that what I'm doing is building my roads nice and level, and then I can do underground rail when I want to. So that was a nice little demonstration for, and I probably have a nub here that, as you can see, and just go, I tell you what, I'm not going to do that. One thing you can do to save money is this. And I'll just rebuild it later. So I need more. Nope. Let's let's see. So I'm going to go through there. Then I'm coming up. So yes, I'm just going to lay that in right here. Let's get a little bit right here. Let's let that run. Now see, I'm watching my unemployment rate, okay? Because now I'm getting in a bit more flow of people. And so that means that I've got to really kind of manage things a little bit more. And how's my basic? And that's doing. Okay, let's just let things run a little bit. See, because what I don't want to do is get my employment ahead of my. Let's zone a little bit of manufacturing. Boy, that builds up real nice and quick. But then, see, that helps to drive office. Ooh, did I start off one? Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Somehow I'm one off here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, hold on a second. Oh, I hope I didn't mess the measurement up. Nope, I got 70. So somewhere along the line I kind of messed up. But that doesn't matter because I'm going to end up with one of these lots is too big. Is it this one? Or no, I don't think I can do 5 wides. Well, somewhere I got off on that. And I'll have to get back to on square. But since it's medium density, I'm going to rezone it anyway. Now, boy, look at that office demand. It's really jacking up. Okay, so right here, let's just do the whole street. Jack that up. Now what it's going to do, now you see I've got some demand even for the basic industry. Okay, so now that I got positive there and there, I'm now, I think, going to make this also industry, okay, because it's starting to even out a little bit. So let's go 150. Now, hold on. Let's get the office. Let's drop in office there. And now I'm going to drop in my basic industry here. Not quite that much. Let's do 96. Okay. And now let's just run. Okay. Whoopsie, I need some power. So I'm down to, ooh, I'm overpowered. Okay. So it looks like what I need is to build my street here up a little bit. And what I'm going to do is stick another diesel generator in right here. I'm going to end up putting another gravel road in like right here. Yeah, and terraforming that a little bit so that I can just keep putting diesel generators in this area. So now I've got plenty of power again, okay, so that I can grow. Grow. And let's see. Ooh, wow, building 13, making 1,300. Now I'm starting to see some decent residential demand. Now I definitely want to go ahead and start here. Come out 144. Okay, so I've got a strip going in here. I can, of course, put one in here, and that's going to take care of that. And my demand, boy, that's want some more manufacturing again. Ooh, see, I messed up right there. Forgot about that. So, well, while I'm at it, whoopsie. Was it like that? Yeah, I'm not quite sure where the 150 is going to be, but I might as well, since I'm up here looking at it. Let's just, yeah, go like that. Okay. Now, what I can do is go ahead and zone basic industry here. Let's do 2 more. Okay, that's close enough. That'll mean that I can put more manufacturing over here. Let's do that much. And I need some more commercial. Let's do that. And you see how by zoning and by making sure that I terraform the terrain for the streets, how I'm just, you know, using the buildings as an extra terrain terraforming tool. I think maybe I'm going to figure that this is going to be about enough for today's session, for this episode. Let's take a quick look at stuff. Man, look at that. I'm up to 67,805, 1,927 in income. You know, I've got 8,300 population, okay? So that's making me some good money here. That's what I like. Look at that money printed down to 17,925 from 20,000. That's funny. Okay. As you can see, I now have 757 in middle class, 9%. So I'm working my way up. My export-import trade difference is about 1,100. Okay. Park score now down to 78 because, yeah, I need to add some more parks and stuff. But that helps with somewhat with the land value. Okay, let's look at the economy. You can see that sooner or later I'm going to need to throw a port in. Okay, as my trade's getting a little bit high and my population increases. Okay, but I'm still running that 0.7. Okay, so I still have a little bit of you know, education bonus for the basic, but as you can see, basic growth bonus is going down. Advanced is well, now break even. Office is almost at break even at -3%. So slowly but surely, because the education has now reached 50. Okay, so now what I need to do is, before the bad boy helicopters arrive, is I'm going to have to build police station, fire, stuff like this. So I hope that you'll be back for my next episode, where I continue building up my city.